And now, through the magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future, Transformers Slag Podcast.
What the hell is XP chat? Hey everyone, how we all doing on the Transformers Slag Podcast Sunday live stream main event? I'm your host, Protoman. I'm the face that runs this place. I'm the voice you hear Monday to Friday. It is Saturday, and I have no idea what Top Fans and XP chat is. It looks like Streamlabs and YouTube ran something out over the past weekend, and I have no idea. I'll figure that out later. How we all doing? We are on the road to San Diego Comic-Con. It's going to be quite the busy live stream tonight. We have a lot to cover. We have some announcements, some reveals, some cool stuff. We're also going to be talking about TFcon and all the gifts and all the craziness that we got and stuff that we picked up. And it's going to be a fun stream, to say the least. So, let's get into it. Who we got in the chat here today? Man, oh man, all my setup is messed up too because I had to bring everything to good old TFcon. What's up, Cringe McCringle? I guess I'm number 15th best fan. I have no idea what this is, Cringe. I really don't. I think it's if you talk, you gain XP? I don't know. I don't know how this looks on my end. I'm trying to figure it out too. Either way, how we all doing? We got Brainstorm in the chat. James is here. Patrick Brown, YLAG Brainstorm 2002, Mike Prime, Horndowl. What's up, Horn? Haven't seen you in a bit. Autovolt, one of our patrons. Cringe, of course. Who else is here? Ashna is here. T-Formers is here. Mateus is here. Roman is here. We got some new ones here. We got the MCD. So many. Try to figure out this XP stuff in the future. Either way. So we're going to cover San Diego. What's up, Ninja? We'll talk about you too. So we're going to cover the news. Then we'll talk about some San Diego stuff, some new reveals and little things here and there, some exciting stuff for the weekend. Man, I gotta set this camera a little better. How do we do this? It's all out of sync now since I moved the whole setup to Toronto temporarily. But yeah, so let's get into it, shall we? I'm sure we have a lot to talk about. Once again, if you want to participate, super chat down there. T-Formers 2002, one way to find out. Time to spam the chat. I guess so. I don't know how this works. So let's start first, of course, with some fiction stuff. So we had the new Cyberworld TV series debut on YouTube for Transformers. Episodes 1 and 2 were packaged together. And a lot of deep cuts of other weird fiction going on here. These showrunners are clearly Jurassic Park fans, Family Guy fans, and Dragon Ball fans. I don't know, or they're just in it for the memes, I guess. Either way, it's something where, look, I get what it is. It's these 5-minute little episodes. They're trying to do their best to tell a story within those 5 minutes. I think the voice acting's pretty good, actually. I'm quite surprised how decent the voice acting is. The cinematography, for lack of better words, is also pretty good. I just kind of wish, it was more than just 5 minutes an episode, which is probably the biggest issue that is going to be going against this series in terms of longevity, is that no one's really going to remember those 5-minute burst shows because those things have existed in Transformers in the past, going all the way back to something like Robot Masters and Transformers Go. And even what was the Tales of the Fallen or whatever? There was those little short CG shorts based in the movieverse. That's the kind of sad thing about it is these things could exist in a vacuum on the internet, and they could be pretty cool and have great voice acting and all that stuff, but they don't make much of an impact just due to the length of the episodes and how long they stay with us. It's something that you literally not even watch during a coffee break. You watch it during a bathroom break. So I wish it the best. I hope we get some cool toys out of it and some cool ideas, but it is going to have a bit of an up-road battle in a lot of ways. And the next episode of it will be debuting during San Diego Comic-Con weekend, July 26th, on the Saturday. So I'll definitely be checking that out during my morning bathroom break. I guess, I don't know. But yeah, cyber missions. Thank you, Cringe. That's what it was called. Cyber missions. Again, interesting idea. But when you have those little 5-minute spurts, it doesn't stay with you. All I remember was, reveal the shield bludgeon being a thing of it, or Hunt for Decepticons bludgeon being a part of it, which is like, is it, is he a classics toy? Is he part of Movieverse? That's not confusing. But yeah. So there's that, of course. Princeton Phalanx 59 with the $2 super chat. What's up, Princeton? What do you think of the reveals at SDCC? Well, what will be revealed at SDCC? Oh, I have my theories. I mean, I think that a lot of the Studio Series stuff that we've heard rumors of that we haven't talked about will be revealed. I also think the big reveal of that weekend is going to be the collaboration stuff, more specifically the Batman and He-Man, two items that are very Mattel adjacent. Because I imagine, hey, like Hasbro and Mattel are going to be together at the convention under the same roof. Both He-Man and Mattel's Batman, because the DC license is going to be going to Mattel from McFarlane, is also a case. So I think that we're going to those are going to be the big reveals. Much like last year, we had the Knight Rider reveal. I think that's one of them, and many others, but we will see. So that's it, more or less, for Cyberworld. Again, thank you, Princeton, for the super chat, as always. But we also have Transformers Wild King. We had their episode 8 debuted, The Depths of Despair. And while we were introduced to Nemesis Prime, which we already kind of knew because of his toy appearances, we were more introduced to this new big bad character that people are very confused about. Some people are going, oh, he looks like, the dragon mode of a Devil Gigatron, aka Megatron from RID. Some people are saying it looks like the dragon mode of, Megatron from Beast Wars. Some people are comparing it to the dragon mode of Beast Wars 2nd with, Galvatron 2nd. This is essentially a heavy, extensive retooling of the Optimus and Megatron Energy Masters. You could clearly see it by all the other Energy Beast pieces attached to them. And if you look at my individual segment about it, there was this Japanese YouTuber that really emphasized, yeah, this is definitely something going on with that. But we got another Energy Master. It looks like we'll be getting at some point. You could clearly see there's a robot mode. If you look at the dragon hands, there's a robot mode fist attached to it. So we're probably going to get more Energy Beasts, more Energy Masters, and more story. And when is more of that story? Well, the next episode, episode 9, will be August 6th at 10 a.m. Japan time. It'll be August 5th, 9 p.m. on Friday, America time, East Coast America time. So we'll have to wait till next month, which isn't too far away, for our next episode of Transformers Wild King. Brainstorm 2002 with the $5 super chat. What Batmobile do you think the collab figure should be? Either 66 or 89. I'm leaning more towards 89 because I just feel like when you think iconic Batmobiles, I agree with you. It's either 1966 Adam West or 1989 Michael Keaton. I think 89 will just be more fun to do because you could do more, I guess, toyetic stuff with it. You could do maybe not pull off the Bat Missile, if you know what I'm talking about for Batman Returns, but you could have like the Batarang and all kinds of cool stuff with that. If you do 66, you might also have to lean onto, well, is there a Robin element? Is Robin involved? Where if you have an 89, it could just be the Dark Knight Batman, black suit, and it would be a black Transformer, which always sells well. See Nemesis Prime in this image here. So that's kind of the way I see it, more than anything. So, again, with Mattel being under the same roof as Hasbro, and the two last collaborations still to be revealed, both being Mattel licenses, He-Man and the DC license of Batman, I have a pretty good idea of what we're going to be seeing in the this weekend. If anything, it'll be just one of them, and they'll save the other for the future. But one of the two, for sure, is going to be revealed, much like last year. And then we got the Lego minifigure factory posting up, hey, you can make some custom Lego minifigures, and here's some cool bodies and decos and stuff that you could order and have them made. And these are, you make a little custom minifig. There's me on the bottom right, if I had a little more hair, I guess. Let's call it Proto Man back in 2011 going to BotCon. And, you can add yourself a little animal mate there. There's Butters chilling on the side. And you can customize. You can put a matrix around your neck. You could put a an All About logo and anywhere you want on the chest. So I put it as kind of like a patch it in a lot of ways, kind of like so. So I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. But what happened is they offered a double-sided Megatron Decepticon, and then that got quickly pulled off the web store, and then a lot of the people who ordered it got refunds. So what this tells us, the big takeaway from all of this, is Lego ain't playing when it comes to Megatron. Even if it's just his G1 mode's head. They want nothing to do with that version. So that really tells me a lot of like, oh, then what does that mean for other characters? Does that mean Starscream is off limits because he's like an F-15 jet that's used for war? Maybe that's why Soundwave is getting all the love here, and why Soundwave's even kept. Like, look, Soundwave's kept on this, and they made a figure of him. So, well, a Lego set of him. So it's very clear that Decepticons might be a little more difficult, and I stand by that. I think that the next set that we'll probably get will be Grimlock. I just have this vibe in my stomach, outside of obviously like redecos, if you even want to call it that. Like a white Optimus is Ultra Magnus, or a black Optimus is Nemesis Prime, or a reddish change up of the Bumblebee into Cliff Jumper or Glyph, and or Tap Out. Let's go down all the different mini bots that are of those two different toolings. But yeah, looks like Megatron is not going to happen. And if a minifig shirt gets canceled and refunds issued, I can't imagine, it doesn't matter if it's a jet or a tank or a gun or anything. They want nothing to do with that character. I guess it's just a war machine to them at the end of the day. And again, Megatron was a play on Megaton, as in the Megaton bomb. So I think maybe there's that to it too. And look, it's Denmark. They have their history during World War II and everything. So I'm sure there's stuff going on within their own office politics and beliefs that lead to Megatron being a no bueno for them in a lot of ways. So it is what it is. But look, for now, you should probably be worrying about that $179.99 for Soundwave. If if anything. It is what it is. Then we got, of course, we have two more stock reveals. We finally get full stock images of the Transformers Cyberworld Starscream. We've seen images of him at conventions in low quality. We've seen, I guess we'll call it like art images that are used from the stock art images. We finally have here packaging and the actual product. Here's Starscream. He's a repaint of the Mirage. That's all we know. I've heard rumors that he might be a Walmart exclusive because he's not part of the normal case assortments. So I can't confirm that, but that's the rumors I've been hearing, along with the Megatron, like green tank one that they have. So we'll see what happens with that. And of course, we also had via the Hasbro Toy Shop website, which is more of a distributor and a store locator, the Classic Hero team, aka the next iteration of what is Rescue Bots. We got a repaint of the 2014 Rescue Bots rescan Bumblebee motorcycle into Elita 1, kind of playing up a little bit of, there's a lot of ways you could deep cut it. Oh, well, Energon RC was called Ariel in Energon, and Ariel is the pre-form of Elita, so technically it's a nod to Pink Ariel, that. Or maybe it's Movie Elita, except Movie Elita was more of a purple, unless you're talking different Movie Elitas that were more of a dark pink, because there was also the Elitas that were, Target exclusive. So at the end of the day, I think this is more just they're vibing with what Transformers 1 was, where she was some kind of motorcycle thing, and they're like, hey, let's, she's in Transformers 1, let's put that here and call it a day. That's kind of the way that I see it. So very cool otherwise. And that one, the Starscream is going to be $9.99 in retail, and the Elita one is going to be $11.99 in retail. If you want to know your prices, we don't have release dates for these, but probably very soon. And then we got Earthspark. We got Deluxe class Cosmos over here, looking very chunky. Unfortunately, this will be a deluxe class, so a character that really is huge in the show. Quite tall, quite big. Almost should be like a leader class if that did exist in Earthspark. What do they call it? Their largest price point's the ultimate class. So if they did like an ultimate Cosmos, but then again, it'd probably be rife with gimmicks and wouldn't be that good. But we got the deluxe here. I still appreciate the effort, and at least it gives one version of this character from the show some kind of iteration. I dig it. I think it's cool, and it's a cheaper alternative if you didn't get the if you didn't get the Velocitron Speedia 500 collection or the reissue through Age of the Primes. So here's another way to get yourself a Cosmos with a teeny tiny head, very ever so tiny head, and a little water squirter gun. Almost looks like a mini Super Soaker. This guy's going to be $19.99, so $20 when he will be hitting retail. So stay tuned for that one. Still got more. Got a lot to cover today. Then, of course, this is the big one here, the Seaspray from the Walmart Collector Con early reveals. Walmart Collector Con is going to be happening also next weekend during San Diego Comic-Con, and we'll be getting some reveals of Walmart exclusives, and there's a pair of them that will be happening. One of them being, of course, the Walmart Collector Con Walmart exclusive Retro G1 Seaspray. This is a brand new tooling from the down up. I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing it in the future at some point as an individual release, so don't freak out a la Cosmos situation. I'm pretty sure they'll use this tooling later on for a much more screen accurate one. This is going for toy accuracy. And again, looks great. Looks great. It's in that deluxe class price point. Again, the original Titan's Return Seaspray that we got all those years ago. My goodness, what was that like? Yeah, it was like 2014, 2015. So this one is going to be larger. It's going to come with a screen accurate gun. It has a nice, coloring that matches that of the original toy. So I dig it. I think it looks great. I mean, sure, it'd be cool if they still include the little Cybertronian written on the inside of his wrist saying Alana like the Titan's Return did. But I'm pretty sure there's some deep cuts that we're not aware of that we'll learn from Mark and Evan when they talk about this on a public forum. So very cool with that one. And that, according to Walmart's early website, which pre-orders are not up right now, but that'll be $24.87. Walmart's always weird with the cents. They're always like, oh, it's 97 cents. It's 87 cents, But essentially $25, your standard deluxe MSRP at the end of the day for 2025. And then, of course, we got this one that leaked out, just one image of it, of the Retro G1 Brawn. And again, we have here the Studio Series 86 Alt Mode as a reference of what potentially you could imagine with the one on the bottom here, because he's clearly based off of his Generation 1 1984 incarnation. And again, it's, at the end of the day, it's just a straight up repaint with a new head sculpt. And it comes with his weapon. Still looks cool. Don't get me wrong. Still looks cool. I love Brawn, so I'm definitely interested in this. I probably should have included also, keep in mind that the Studio Series 86 Brawn could extend its legs to make it look like the toy accurate skinny version here. So if you want to even have super more screen accuracy, toy accuracy from 1984, you'll be able to pull that off too. So I'm looking forward to this one, even a slightly more so than even the Seaspray. I feel like the Seaspray, I almost feel like I want to just wait for the screen accurate version. And when the screen accurate version comes out, I'll just pick up that one because I don't think we'll ever get a masterpiece Seaspray. So a deluxe class Seaspray is probably about as good as it's going to get for this character in the short term. Because I look at what they do with deluxes with masterpiece, and they're pretty much, super, super high end deluxes at the end of the day, the mini bots. So, yeah. And then what else do we got? We have this listing here of a Tragen Studio Series roleplay item. JT Prime 17 confirms that it will be a Studio Series 86 Matrix of Leadership. This is fascinating because I should have been paying attention better when I was talking to Evan at San Diego last year. I remember standing with him at the booth and he said, hey, what would you think if we did a roleplay item of the Matrix of Leadership? And I was like, yeah, sure, that would be cool. We haven't seen roleplay items in a while in mainline retail for Transformers. And I always just assumed that when we got that Culture Fly Transformers 1 licensed Matrix of Leadership, that he was talking about that. That's what I thought. But that was a licensed item that wasn't even done through Hasbro. So I thought it was that, but evidently he was probably talking about this, and that's what they were cooking a year ago. So I'm definitely going to talk about it with him when I get there in a couple of days. But yeah, this is going to be coming too. I hope it opens up. Maybe it'll even have lights and sounds. I mean, I have a few replicas of the Matrix of Leadership already through statues and all kinds of different like iterations they made throughout the years, officially and unofficially even. So very curious to see how this turns out, but this will definitely 100% be a day one buy for me. Love this thing. Used to wear a Matrix of Leadership matrix around my neck all the time back in the day. So love it, love it, love it. Then we have the ACG HK exclusive Optimus. This one here is a loaded one in terms of news. This is an update from our individual segment. Oh, we got one here. Brainstorm 2002, Revenge of the Fallen Matrix after this one, or the Cube. I would imagine if I had to pick one, I feel like the Cube would be the better item, even though the Matrix is much more important, just because the Cube is so much more well known with the mainstream audience. And like there's quite a few Allspark Cube like little items out there. Just because of how much more of a hit it was with the mainstream audience. So I imagine we'll go with the Cube first, and then if they want to then do the Matrix, because when you really think about it, it only showed up like twice, and then that was kind of it, and it was just used briefly. Where the Allspark was like this featured item in that movie nonstop, like, oh, got to get the Cube, the Cube, the Cube. It's all about the Cube, you know? So that's just my choice of the two, Brainstorm. And thank you again for the super chat. So the ACGHK Studio Series 86 Commander Class Optimus Prime. So here's the skinny. 40 of them made. They're going to be numbered 1 to 40 with a special Matrix of Leadership sticker on it. Comes with an exclusive extensive repaint, which I'm convinced is probably, judging by the price that they're asking here, $640. Probably hand painted, much like they did with the Studio Series Transformers 1 Deluxe Class Optimus that had 200 units. Now you might be saying to yourself, Proto, this is almost $700. Who the hell is going to pay this? Well, when you make 40 of them, they know what they're doing. It's going to be the whales. There's whales in the Transformer community that will pay this. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be anyone in this chat here, but there is people out there that are going to like, I want to own this $700 1 of 40 made Studio Series 86 Optimus. And I'm going to say, if you have $600 and you're going to be, excuse me, almost $700. If you're going to have $700 and spend anything in the Transformer world, man, there is lucky draws you could be buying that are way more like, I guess we'll call it a flex. There's like so many cool G1 Japan stuff. I mean, if you ask me, Mint in Box Grandis or this, I'd take the Mint in Box Grandis. You know, the Mint in Box Grandis is going to have way more long-term value than this. I mean, most people are just happy with the Studio Series 1 they already have. And I'm pretty sure there's upgrade kits and third-party stuff that's going to come around that to do the job from a coloring standpoint. So, hey, I dig the hustle. I get it. ACG, you know, the Animation, Comics, and Gaming Hong Kong Expo. I get it. There's going to be some people that are going to drop that mad coin. But for the smart, educated Transformer fan who enjoys money and doesn't enjoy being poor, there's better places you could put that cash. I dig the hustle. I respect it. But that's a bootleg sticker away, let me tell you. I could get that sticker in high res and throw it on a box, and then I could pay a guy to paint it really well, and I guarantee it's not going to cost me $700 USD to make it happen. So, you kidding me, bro? You kidding me? And that's more or less for the news, but we do have some other announcements to do. We have, of course, San Diego Comic-Con that's going to be coming up, and we do have some stuff we have to talk about in relation to that. Number one, if you will be at San Diego Comic-Con this weekend, Proto Man does want that $100 Funko Pop, but I ain't paying $100. I'd rather pay. Where's the empty box for the other one? Hold on. I always keep the empty box nearby. I'm just grateful for this. How much is this thing? $10? I'll live with that. Unless someone wants to send me a $100 Funko Pop. But please don't. So, San Diego Comic-Con's coming up this weekend. I'm going to be there with Symbiote Studios. We will be having a sweet-ass booth. This is the layout of all the kings of the Comic Con. The Marvels, the Hasbros, the Mattels, the Legos, the you're not supposed to say Legos with an S, but I'm going to say Legos. The Dark Horses, all the different companies, Mattel and Toynami and Paramount and all the different companies. We're going to be across from Biker Mice from Mars. I'm hyped about that. Right across from us is going to be Biker Mice from Mars and Loyal Subject. So all weekend I'm going to be looking at Throttle from Biker Mice from Mars and Gem and the Holograms and Mask. So with John Warden. So that's going to be pretty hype. But we're going to be booth 5,629. So if you are at San Diego Comic-Con, be sure to swing by our booth and check that out. I know I'm going to be doing stuff with also Udon Capcom. That's going to be booth 100, but I don't know my schedule yet for that. I'll keep you guys posted in real time on my socials when I know more about that. But definitely swing by Symbiote Studios booth. I'm actually rocking the Symbiote Studios Comic-Con shirt today. Hang in there, San Diego. So got that popping. But of course, swing by. You're going to pick up the debuting at San Diego Comic-Con, the Laserbeak. Let me go grab these guys. So, of course, you got the Laserbeak with the magnetic, which is great for cosplay. It's probably not going to work with this one. This is too thick, but you can put it on your shoulder, under your clothing. You can put it under your wrist. So you could do it like Megatron. So that's pretty cool, that one. And then, of course, and that one's going to be $24.99, debuting at San Diego Comic-Con. And then later on will be available on Symbiote Studios' website when supplies last, of course. Got to be careful with that. Then, of course, the big one, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, the G2 Snarl with G2 logo, the dark face, the different detailing, the red eyes. So that's also going to be available. Let me put you over there next to Butters. So that's also going to be available on the website, not on the website, at San Diego Comic-Con at their booth. That's going to be limited. It's going to be like last year. Last year they had the special edition Popping Out Eyes movie sludge. That sold out on the Saturday. So it's the same thing. Don't hesitate. Pick it up. Get your chance. And if you miss it, that's it, boys. So that's that. And then, of course, we have also the Grimlock Catnip Bravo crossover shirt. That's going to be popping off, too, which I'm going to be probably rocking that this weekend. Well, next weekend. So that's all available exclusively at the Symbiote Studios booth that I'll be at. You can come by, say hi. But there is more. There is more. On top of all the exclusive Transformer merch that'll be available, on top of seeing this dumb guy there, maybe you want to see more than just Proto Man at the booth. You want a guest of actual quality. Well, also at the Symbiote Studio booth, hanging out with us, will be, of course, the voice of Transformers 1 Shockwave, Joseph Alvarez, as well as the voice of Starscream across multiple brands, my boy himself, Frank Totaro. So you could swing by, get yourself some Shockwave pins or Starscream pins, some Shockwave plush or some Starscream plush, and get yourself an autograph from these two legends. And make sure you don't hit Shockwave in the eye. She hit you in his eye. So they're going to be there at the booth along with us also Friday, July 25th from 12:30 to 1:30. Again, booth 5629, the Symbiote Studios booth. Pick up some all kinds of cool stuff. Get yourself some autographs. Hey, what more could you ask for? You get to meet my dumb face. You get to meet some Transformer voice acting dudes. You get to pick up some plush. You get to pick up some pins. It's a pretty good day if you ask me. Pretty good day. Pretty good day. But one last thing. The B. So anyone who came to TFcon Toronto, we sold out of the red and blue. That was its swan song of that weekend. But we do have the B left over, which is going to be also available at Chicago. We will be bringing them in a limited supply. Just ask me in person if you want the B, and I will provide it to you. If you are a patron of the podcast, just let me know that you're coming to the show, so I could also put some aside from you, so I make sure you guys 100% are able to get it. But the yellow B will be also available at San Diego Comic-Con. So quite a bit of stuff already going on there. Quite a bit of stuff, but there's more. There is more. There is too much stuff. So let's do sponsorship. We'll talk about our sponsors. We'll talk about stuff we got. And then we'll talk about some other stuff in relation to Transformers. Some stuff that was going viral on my Twitter just recently. Yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff, guys. So again, Symbiote Studios, plush pins and t-shirts. Again, check them out. Order a bunch of stuff. Obviously, there's going to be a slight delay if you probably order within the next couple of weeks because of San Diego, but they're going to have a whole bunch of stuff at their booth. Again, this is the lineup going into 2025 and 2026. There's still more to be revealed, so be sure to go to symbiotestudios.com and pick up the official Transformers plush, pound for pound, the best of the best. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Again, guys, anyone who's a patron and you will be at San Diego Comic-Con, please contact me over Patreon and we will work something out so I could put some aside for you. Because I don't want them to disappear and sell out and everything, and then I'll have to have a separate batch made for Chicago. I want to put stuff aside. So if you are interested and you will be at San Diego, please contact me beforehand through Patreon. Not through Discord, not through anywhere else, through Patreon, because that way I could keep track of everything there and send you the appropriate materials in order to pick it up. And of course, Symbiote Studios, other stuff. The My Little Pony collection. Again, swing by Symbiote Studios booth. Be sure to pick it all up, yo. Get a shirt, get a pin, get that Shockwave pin, man. Look at that Shockwave pin. That's my favorite pin they've made thus far. Love that one. That is so cool. So check that out. And of course, we got the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Anyone who came by TFcon this past weekend got to see Aaron in his full glory and the latest episode of the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. And we have a universe segment that we put up. Check that one out. We dive deep into all the nitty gritty of why Transformer Universe happened. What was the story with that Aveo swerve? What happened to the Beast Wars Neo Unicron and how it almost became a universe product? Why was Energon Grimlock an Energon product instead of a universe product? What happened with King Atlas? Why was that a thing? A lot of cool stuff. Go check out that segment when you're done listening to my stupid mouth. Good segment. The Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Go on YouTube, just type in the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer. Go subscribe to that channel and give Aaron some love and support too for all the good stuff he's doing. You know, very, very cool stuff. And of course, his paintings. Now, I can't promise if any of these are available. Aaron sold a lot of inventory at TFcon, so I suggest just going to archermonster.com/shop and seeing what is still left. He's been updating it over the past couple of days. Because, yeah, like, let's put it this way, Volume 2 is now completely retired. There's only a couple left of Volume 3 of the book. So pick them up while you can, because then he's going to have to go into Volume 4. He's going to have to make some new one-of-a-kind Posca paintings. Stuff has been selling pretty crazy. So you guys loved what he did. He did fantastic. Great love and support and all of that. Also, we got binstudios.iwarp.com with Bin Studios and their Unicron 2-in-1 upgrade kit. Check that out. That's another awesome thing you could get for your Unicron. You only bought one? You only bought one for over $800 after everything was said and done? You wanted to get a second one, but you don't want to blow the bank and have your wife divorce you and leave you with the guy next door? Well, here's your chance. Now you could take take one and turn it into two, and you could have both modes with the binstudio.iwarp kit. You could get the ring kit. You could get the wing kit. Go check it out. Pick it up. Good stuff. And last but not least, I got to cover one more sponsor, myself. Mega Man X Timelines will be debuting. Unofficially, officially, unofficially. I'm getting all kinds of numbers here. Thank you, Diamond, for screwing up everything. Wednesday or July 30th, between Wednesday and July 30th, depending on your store. I got my copy of my beautiful book. So, of course, they're going to send it to me first. I'm allowed to get it first. So, get excited for that. I want to give a shout out to everyone that I got to work with. Good old Edwin Huang, who's the amazing artist. Joshua Perez, whose colors are, without a doubt, unrivaled within the comic book industry. Look at that zero. Bam. We got a problem. Check it out. I'm very happy to be part of this ongoing project with Udon and Capcom. This isn't the end. This is a long-term project of me fleshing out the Mega Man X brand into a new audience and a new future, taking the familiarity of the video games and giving them a new coat of paint and storytelling for all to enjoy. So be sure to pick that up when it shows up in your local comic book stores at the end of January. And I'm going to try my best to get as many copies to bring to future conventions. No promises. This stuff has been selling out like crazy, but we'll try our best. But thank you, Diamond, for messing up everything. A lot of people would have loved to have it going into San Diego, but thank you, Giuseppe. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, people will get their chances, though. I'm going to make sure it gets into the hands of people. One thing I will say, the best way to get it is to buy it directly from Udon's website, udonentertainment.com. That's the best way to get it. Don't try to buy it through me, guys. Like, it doesn't make a difference. I'd rather you buy it directly from the website, or alternatively buy it through your local comic book store and support your local comic shop. That's, if you buy it from the local comic book store, and this is kind of the 3D chess of it, and I'll be transparent with you. If you buy it from your local comic book store, your local comic book store is going to be like, oh, people like this comic book, and they will order more. So you buying from the local comic book store not only equals one sale, but maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 for the book. Or if you buy it directly from Udon, it's one sale. If you buy it directly from me, it's one sale. And I don't even want you buying it directly from me, because it's like I don't need the money and that kind of stuff. So I rather that you get it from Udon, or you get it from your local comic shop and help them out and make it happen. And there will be more in the future. There's a lot of stuff planned. Let's put it that way. It was extremely successful, the book, in the pre-orders, and I'm thankful for you guys. Some of the variant covers are already sold out in pre-orders. Like, I can't actually show them. That's the problem, because there's some that still haven't been revealed. But yeah, man, there's a lot of great stuff going on. There's a lot of great stuff. But we're not done yet, because we also have, so if you're going to have Proto Man working on the Mega Man brand, well, it's just going to happen. So you guys probably saw this yesterday. I posted on my socials. It kind of went a little crazy. Every news outlet picked this up. So this is going to be the Mega Man Legends variant cover that'll be available in October of 2025. I don't have an exact date just yet. It is not up for pre-orders yet. The pre-orders for this will probably drop sometime in September. So if you go to your local comic book shop right now, you will not be able to order this. They don't even have the order forms for it yet. We're just showing this to you early. This was done by Joshua Perez, the colorist of my Mega Man X book. Josh is a extremely talented individual that does not get enough cover artwork. And when he does get cover artwork, look what happens. He knocks it out of the park and becomes viral media. So obviously, for those who have missed, this is a homage to the 86 movie, my favorite movie of all time. And yeah, man, he is just rocking it. It looks great. And this is easily, I'm predicting it now, it's probably going to be the best-selling book out of all the Mega Man books. I'm just calling it now, because it looks so good, just for the cover. Now, granted, this is part of the Mega Man Legends book, which will be a Mega Man Legends story inside. So that's something that I have to just address to you guys. It's not going to be related to, let's say, Mega Man Classic or X Series or Zero Series. This is a Legend story. It's just an exclusive variant cover that gives a nice throwback to the 1986 Transformers movie. So that will go up for pre-orders sometime in September. It will be available also on Udon's website. So you will have opportunities to pick this up. This will not be difficult to get. It will be available on Udon. You'll just have to pay shipping. But once again, if I have a suggestion, talk to your local comic book store. Try to make the sale through them. It's just usually the best way to support. If somehow your local comic book store can't get it, or let's say they missed the date and they can't pick it up afterwards, Udon is there to get your back on their website, and then you'll be able to pick it up that way. You'll just have to pay shipping on top of that. So always use your comic book store first if you can. That's what I always say. It always works out at the end of the day. So lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Super excited about that too. So that's another big announcement from you guys. Again, I get a feeling this isn't the end of Transformers and Mega Man. Let's put it that way. You don't put this poison in the water of Mega Man and get away with it. Yes, I'm going to stay true to the Mega Man brand for the main books, but there's stuff that could happen. Let's put it that way. And last but not least, I want to just give a shout out to all the peeps that I saw at TFcon. I want to give a shout out to Jaws D that was with us. On the bottom left there, that's Ian. Ian is the guy that I do the charity auction with for the past, gosh, how long I've been doing it with Ian? Giggity. 11 years? 12 years? We've been doing it for a very long time. Giggity. So me and Ian been doing the charity auction. Charity auction was a ridiculous success. We easily cleared 10K. So fantastic stuff. So some kid's gonna get a wish. Hopefully it's, Cody Rhodes and not John Cena, like it always is. So just a big shout out to everyone who was there. A lot of cool stuff. Had a great time. Didn't take a lot of photos, unfortunately. A lot of these photos are other people's photos. I apologize. I just didn't have time to take photos over the weekend, so I was just grabbing this and that. But man, oh man, great time. Third party Omega Supreme was Colin's Omega Supreme. He donated a broken figure. Go figure. So, that's it more or less for news and stuff. I want to just give little shout outs to people that brought some gifts. What I always try to tell people to do is if you give me a gift at TFcon, please, if you can, put a post-it on it or something with your name so I could give you a proper shout out. I feel so bad because so many times people give me stuff and in the moment I know, oh, you're that person. And then I get 7 other gifts and then it's like, and then I'm like, wait, did I get the payday chocolates from Brandon or did I get the payday chocolates from this person? So I try to, sometimes I put post-its myself to try to remember, but sometimes I forget. So most of these I managed to get people's names and put them on. So yeah, we're good most of it. So again, I don't have the box with me because we destroyed it because I'm a monster. But thank you, Brandon. Bought me a retail case of payday chocolate bars or peanut bars, whatever you want to call them, because they're more peanut than caramel. There was 24 of them in there. And, Aaron Archer looked at me and was like, he wanted one. And then Alex Milne wanted one. So let's just say it didn't survive. I brought it home and I think I had 12 left. And then they didn't survive the week. Let's put it that way. It was good. Thank you, Brandon, for the paydays. Let's go through some art. So I got this postcard of Cyberverse Cheetor, as well as 2 awesome stickers. These come from Saskia. Saskia made these. Let me put up her socials. It's Art of Sasky. If you could see that, Art of Sasky. So Saskia did some cool stuff. She gave me that as a gift. She's apparently a huge fan of the podcast, and that was very cute of her to give me that, especially this, my boy right here. I need a bunch of these. I would love to have a ton of Rodimus star stickers. So thank you, Saskia, for that. That was very sweet of you. Let me grab some other stuff. This was from ages 3 and up. They recognize Proto Man used to have a 86 Corolla. This is the exclusive pin for their Drift third party, which is called Stray. So they hooked me up with a pin. That was very cool of them. Thank you, Otis and the crew. We got Goober. There's his business card there, isn't it? That looks exactly like Goober. And Goober hooked me up with a Aaron Archer fighting sticker. Karate Aaron Archer. Let's fighting love. You walk down the wrong alley, brother. This is Energon territory. So Goober hooked me up with that. General Techno gave me a little sticker here too. That's a Sonic the Hedgehog homage on a play on the Intel inside. We got a Samurai Pizza Cats Kyato no Nientende Teande Samurai Pizza Cat sticker from Ninjatron. Dylan, very cool. You guys I would love if you guys just put your socials on the back. That way I could just do this and go, and here's his socials. I don't think Goober put his socials. Oh, Goober put some stuff. There's some of Goober stuff. There you go. Put that on the screen. Focus with me, please. Come on, focus. Yeah, there we go. So, very cool. Got that. We got someone gave me a pin that says friends. I don't know who it was. I apologize, person who gave me a pin. Thank you for the pin. Unless it was part of someone else's package. I don't know. It didn't have a post-it on it. I should have put a post-it on it. So it has a little bumblebee and it says friends. So thank you for the pin. What else do we got? We also got more stickers. These one comes from... show them first. Look at this bumblebee. Oh yeah, that's George Costanza for sure. So this is High Beam Avian. High Beam Avian. Gave me some stickers of Bumblebee. I like this one. Giving the old Korean love. High Beam Avian, 2 stickers. Thank you for that. Oh yeah. Very, very cool. Anyone who knows the Swedish chef who's at TFcon, Swedish chef always is a regular TFcon and everything. I don't know his real name. I just know him as the Swedish chef. He hooked me up with, oh yeah, this bad boy right here. So we got Prima Prime. So now I got Prima Prime. Thank you, Swedish chef, for that. I'm telling you, you know what's hilarious? Before TFcon, my whole crew, Larry, Jaws D, John, we all went to like surrounding Walmarts and Toys R Us's along the way. Plenty of red alerts. No Prima Primes, man. So again, thank you, bro. I was seeing people selling Prima Prime in the dealer room for $75. What is going on? Then again, I think it's going to be a figure that might have some value in the long run, if anything, you know? But yeah, so thank you again, Swedish Chef. That's really cool of you. Again, clearly someone who's paying attention on the pod and saw that I was having the plight of finding him, week after week. Cringe, help me out. Was this you or was this T-Formers? When I got it, I didn't get time to put a post-it on it. Was it you or T-Formers? So I apologize for not remembering that one. Because I'm like, damn, was that Cringe or was it T-Formers? So again, Kumboy, check the face. Very cool. Now, who's left for me to get? We need to get the Optimus. It's going to be the Ultra Magnus, because I have the Optimus track fleet. I have that one at least, but I didn't have this one, the short one. I'm missing the Ultra Magnus and all of those movie-related ones. Was you, Cringe? Okay, I thought it was you. That's why, because you're the car dude. That's why I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Cringe, but why in the back of my brain I'm thinking T-Formers? I don't know why. Target hookup. Target. The Target Master. There we go. So there's that. Someone gave me a print from Marvin and ran away before I could ask them what their name was. So they gave me this Stewie print. This is Marvin Marino's prints that he does. Marvin's an insanely talented. Let me get his card. I have Marvin's card here. Where is it? So Marvin is a super, super talented artist that doesn't get enough love. This guy, fun fact, was the head designer behind Beast Machines Obsidian. He was an early developer of Transtech. Like, he was part of that Beast Machines transitional bubble. He worked on Rescue Bots, like the Optimus Primal, like the T-Rex Optimus Prime in Rescue Bots. So he's had a lot of Hasbro and Transformer history. Now he's just kind of like a freelance tattoo artist and stuff, and he still does Transformer conventions. So I was gifted this by a fan, and the fan ran away, and I didn't get a chance to thank them. But it's Marvin's art, signed by Marvin. So thank you for the Marvin art. And again, support Marvin. And thank you to the fan who gave me Marvin's art. Very cool. And Marvin has this thing where he takes Stewie from Family Guy and he puts it in Transformer scenarios. So there's a Sharkticon that's Meg, and Brian is Grimlock. So he has a whole line of these. He did like a Rodimus. He did a whole bunch of other ones too. So go check out Marvin's stuff. Shout out to him. I would have loved to have him on the podcast during the live stream on Saturday, but he was busy doing commissions. So Yes, Marvin was the colorful artist. He was so like if you picture, you had Alex Milne to the right of Alex, or to the left of, well, to the right of us would have been James, and to the right of him was Marvin, and then after that was Andrew. That was like the creative corner, if you will. Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. Beast Machines, Obsidian, like, but again, Marvin, he's a humble dude. He's just a humble dude doing his thing in Toronto, and he's a Toronto local. He runs a tattoo parlor in Chinatown. Super cool dude. Super like salt of the earth. I love this guy. Every time I go to Pacific Mall with my wife, we go to visit his tattoo parlor and say hi to him. Super cool. I'm trying to get him a gig right now with the Mega Man stuff. Like, I know I'm going to get Alex a gig for sure. I want to get Marvin on a Mega Man book with me. Like, even if it's a cover, just something. He's such a cool dude. So again, shout out to Marvin. Go check out his stuff. Again, he worked on Transformers. It's just he doesn't advertise it. That's all. He's dude worked on Transtech. Like he has his own stories. So very cool dude. Very cool dude. Uh, Speaking of cool dudes, we got some super chats. Speaking of cool dudes, T-Formers 2002 with the $5 super chat. Seems like, from what I noticed so far, the primes of each wave are short packed in their respective case assortments. That sucks then, because that's like what everyone would want, I would imagine, especially like Solus and stuff. Man, that sucks if that's true. Like, imagine like Onyx Prime being like one per case or one per assortment. Oh gosh, that'd be crazy. That'd be redonkulous if that's true, T-Formers. I have to check Entertainment Earth. Maybe maybe they have the case assortments. I'll figure out what's going on for the future, because they're always a good resource for that. Thank you for the $5 super chat, T-Formers, and all the love and support. Joseph, what's up, Joseph? Looking forward to you bringing that bucket of maple syrup from Jaws D's sexy TFcon party to San Diego. Has Dark Nova ever been made into a toy? Unfortunately not. Dark Nova's never been made into a toy. Although, honestly, that's something I could totally see Hasbro doing in the future. I mean, if we look at what they've been doing with HasLab recently, Dark Nova could totally happen. Dark Nova, at one point, was originally just conceived as like a reborn Unicron. Like, there's early art of him that it's literally just Unicron. And then it kind of evolved into what we know today. And then, of course, Sakamoto-san, through the Legends comics, really fleshed out the character. But yeah, be nice to get a Dark Nova toy. And considering the shrinking list of what we have of Transformer characters that have never had toys, Dark Nova's on there. Like I said in the panel that I did with Aaron Archer, I think Quintus is going to be the back door for Giggity, for how we get Botanica in a lot of ways. So, but yeah, Dark Nova would be cool. I would love Dark Nova. Big old Unicron looking dude would be awesome. But yeah, thank you for the super chat, Joseph, and I will see you next week, my man. Cringeman Kringle, Alex, boy, do I have a story for an interaction. Alex is a riot. Alex is a riot. So what else do we got? So the last of gifts. Let me just, before I get into like the stuff I got, I guess. The last of gifts, Aaron Archer gave me a bunch of stuff. So Aaron was at BotCon just a few weeks ago. So Aaron got me the BotCon sketch comic, which was done by Robbie Musso. Shout out to Robbie. I'll be seeing him in San Diego next week. So this is Robbie's exclusive comic. It's kind of like if Alternators had like a comic. It's called Divine Circuit, which is like transforming robots and racing. So it's pretty cool. Check that out. Robbie Musso, shout out to him. Another talented individual in the Transformer community. So he did the comic with BotCon. And of course, Aaron gave me an empty sketch card because I like collecting that kind of stuff. Aaron also gave me, he was going through his archives. Isn't this ironic? This is a Mini-Mates 2-pack of Cyclops and Jean Grey. This probably came out like in 2010, but it's a Diamond product. The Bane, Diamond. How could you do this to me? But I love Mini-Mates. Mini-Mates are awesome. More specifically, she loves Mini-Mates because it's got that Lego aesthetic. So we always try to pick them up whenever we see them for the cheap. So that's cool. And Aaron gave me the BotCon exclusive. The Ladybird, the Ladybug, the Lady whatever you want to have it before trademarks and licensing knocks you up. So got that one too. Thank you, Aaron, for that. That's a sweet one. I'm going to be building that one when I get the time from YOLO Park. Very, very cool. But the best thing that I got from Aaron the best thing that I got from Aaron. I was looking forward to this. So I have a store locally here in Montreal, and they deal in 80s and 90s action figures. They're a comic store, but for some reason, man, do they just end up with carded 80s and 90s action figures. And I'm not talking the rare stuff. I'm talking the peg warmers, the Star Warses of the red packs and stuff. And once in a while, they get, some interesting stuff. So Aaron Archer, back in the day, his first gig was working on Batman. And the very first thing he ever worked on was the Lightwing Batman. So I managed to get a minty carded version, and I asked Aaron to draw me and sign a Batman on it. So this is quite the grail for me. So this is Aaron Archer's rookie card, so to speak. And yeah, look at that. So that's really cool. So I'm going to hang that proudly. So if you're ever looking for something to get Aaron to sign or to do a Posca painting on, there's a lot of cool Batman stuff that he did, and there's a lot of history with that. So very, very cool. I'm kind of putting it in a protective box right now. Yeah, make sure it doesn't get damaged. So very, very cool. Thank you again for that, Aaron. As for stuff that I got, let me just grab the other things. I already put that away. As for things that I got, like that I actually went out of my way to get for myself, just a few things in terms of autographs. Again, shout out to Jaws D for hooking me up and helping me get Evan's autograph. Transformers 1 Jazz. I got it on a nice card. Look, it's his rookie card. Look at that. So I got that one. Media Max, done hunting for figures, pre-ordering everything. Well, sometimes you still gotta hunt, my man. Sometimes you still gotta hunt. Not unless you have a really, really good Walmart and Target. Then the hunt is, then the hunt is twice the fun. But yeah, thank you for the YouTube member question. So I got that one there. And then because James was at the convention, James Reyes, I managed to get my Armada #1 signed by him. So that's pretty cool. I love Armada's books by Dreamwave. I stand by. And James did my favorite cover from the Armada books, because everyone knows how much I love Duelor. That's easily my favorite Minicon. So that's when Duelor was the leader of the Minicon team. Like, not the Minicon team, the Minicon faction even. It was like their unofficial leader, and I got him to sign that one too. That was his cover. So super stoked to get those two signed by him. The only other one I was tempted to maybe get signed by him, but I didn't have an extra copy of because I'm kind of anal. I like to have 2 copies, one signed and one not. Is he also did an exclusive Hot Rod Spotlight cover, but I feel I'll see James in the future. He had a really good time at TFcon, so next time I see him, I'll get that Spotlight Hot Rod variant cover B signed by him at some point. Ari Nuts with the $2 super chat. Any chance of Heart of Steel repaints? Oh, dude, they're gonna repaint. I don't think there's so much they're gonna repaint them as they're gonna like retool, redeco them. Like, I think they could take that Bumblebee, they could turn it into a Cliff Jumper, they could take that Optimus and then maybe turn it into another big character if they want to have fun. Same thing like with the Megatron. They could have some fun with that and make a character that wasn't so much in the comic, but do something with that tooling. You know how it is. Look, they took the video game War for Cybertron Gamer Edition stuff and turned that into, Fractured Friendship. They were able to do something with that tooling. So I'm pretty sure they'll plan something with that for sure. James's Target is always empty. Some people, look, I have, like, it's getting worse here in Canada as we speak. Toys R Us's are closing down left and right now. Soon I'm going to have one Walmart to hunt in, and that'll be it. That'll be it. Although I did get some good stuff today, but not Transformer related too much, but we'll talk about that in a moment. But the last thing that I got from TFcon, let me show you guys this. So there was an individual that bought wholesale. There was an Indian dude. I wish I took his business. There was an Indian dude with his mom in the corner, like in the corner of the back of the dealer room. And apparently he's a wholesaler. because he had a lot of stuff that I was like, if you're selling it for $5, what did you pay for it? And these are items that are like $20 items. And he had a whole bunch of these Beast Wars Nerf guns. I don't even care about Nerf, but to have Optimus Primal, you know, on a Nerf gun, that's all that matters to me, you know? I paid he had a whole bunch of these, no joke, like a case of them. $5. $5 Canadian. And I was like, what did you pay for them? I think he bought them wholesale from a closeout store or something. Maybe these didn't do well. I don't know the story with them. But I was like, hey man. And I found this literally on the last day of the show. Like I was just walking around the deal room as people were packing up, and he just had a whole stack of them. And I think he only put like one out and no one noticed it. And he had it for $5. So, yo man, that's cool. I'm gonna hang that. That's like, look, you can hang it. Like you just put like 2 screws there and you can hang it on your wall. That is really cool. There's Primal on there. Some Beast Wars love. $5. And again, I walked by his booth many times. I just didn't notice it. So it was only on like the Sunday packing up when everyone was done. And he had a bunch of these. He probably had like 10 of them. So very cool. Shout out to you, my friend. I wish I got your business card. I know you were packing up. If you are watching the pod, I apologize. I not getting your name. I didn't want to bug you. You and your mom were clearly busy. Calling it a day. I hope you did well at TFcon. I know a lot of people did. Yeah, he was that dude in the corner cringe. Like there was like an Indian dude with his mom, like in the back corner. Like if you walked in from the front, like the back right, I don't know. Those clearance hard. Okay, well, if think about it, if he's selling it for $5 Canadian, what did he pay? You know what I mean? What did he pay? He probably paid like maybe $1 a unit Canadian. So that's like 65 cents USD. Would you pay 65 cents USD for this? I paid $5 Canadian. I'm happy with it. Hell, I paid 20. This thing's cool. This thing is really cool, man. I didn't even know this existed. Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. Any Beast Wars stuff will always get love from me. Always. So let's grab what I picked up this week. So the only other thing that I picked up was on the way back from TFcon. There was a Toys R Us in Canada going out of business in Quint Mall, whatever, on the way back to Montreal from Toronto. And so obviously they were doing 20% off everything in their store. Man, they had a whole bunch of Death's Heads, San Diego Comic-Cons for 20% off. I was like, man, why did I ever stress myself over that? But yeah, so I picked up a Toadette. I always like to buy the best version of a Mario character. And the Toadette of that wave was the only, like, not repeat. Like, oh, repeat Mario, repeat Yoshi, repeat Goomba, Ice Luigi. Toadette was the only new one of that wave. So they had that 20% off. I think I paid, gosh, like $10 Canadian for this, as opposed to like, God, what's the MSRP on this? 16? So was very happy with that. Something like that. It was 16 originally. So very, very cool. So I got to pick that up of the non-Transformer stuff. And then of the Transformer stuff, Winners is doing more clearance on Earthspark. $10 for Deluxes. Canadian. So that's like $6 American for Deluxes. So I got Nightshade a while back. Now I got Shockwave and Optimus. Again, $6 USD clearance. Again, that's the code for Winners if you're a Canadian. Check that out. Where's the Shockwave one? There's the code. So check those out. Those are also at Winners. The case assortment that they have there is Shockwave, the Prowl, the Nightshade with the different logo, and the Optimus. That's all I've seen thus far. So I picked up these two for myself. So very, very cool. Get my boy Shockwave. Love it. Love it. But again, thank you to TFcon. There's my pass there and everything. Thank you for all the love and support and everyone who came by and said they love the podcast. Again, all the cool stuff. Gotta put that back in my trading cards. All the cool stuff. The Soundwave is out there. I've seen people talk about it. Cringe McCrow shit proto some Earthspark Deluxes. I think when I left, all that was left was one Shockwave and one Optimus, I want to say. And I think the Shockwave box was a little damaged, so I took the nicer one. Like I think like someone ripped this. But yeah, I think that was all that was left. But I know that like I've seen, because this has been ongoing. If you've been paying attention last week, here, I'll show you the other one. So like I think this was 2 weeks ago, I showed this one. So they're out there. And again, there's the sticker. See here. Same thing, Nightshade. You know, there you go. $10. And then the Prowl Hot Rod is also part of that assortment. Obviously that one has been opened because Hot Rod, you know. So they're out there. I don't know how much is left of everything. Again, I saw Shockwave and Optimus when I left. Maybe people are going to go now hit up their winners now that I've said this, which I should actually reserve that just for the Patreon. I'll do that in the future for that announcement, but good stuff otherwise. Good stuff otherwise. James, I've seen the Soundwave and a couple times, but not into Earthspark. Yeah, well. The problem is Earthspark sold so poorly as a toy line that what worries me is those later waves might not even make it to retail, because why would retail want to buy it? Especially now that we have Cyberworld coming out, they might want to invest more in that than something that's considered old. You know, there's also that kind of issue. Mike Prime Proto, the case pack assortment for the Prime, the one that's available in stores, are 2 Solus per case, 3 Alchemists per case, 1 Megatronus, 1 Prima. 1 Prima is the only one that's being short packed. So that explains why Prima was such a headache for me. I know people have told me he's 1 per case, and I'll believe it, because every time I would show up to a Walmart, it would be like 4 red alerts, and that's it, you know? And I'd always be like, where's this guy? You know, I'm willing to pay full MSRP Canadian for this guy just so I can have the box and everything. Because it's Prima. You know, it's Prima. You gotta have Prima. Even if I'm not a fan of the head, I'll get an upgrade headlight. But again, thank you for Swedish Chef for hooking me up with that one. That's really cool of you. But yeah, that's it more or less for what I got. I didn't buy a crazy amount of stuff. It's TFcon Toronto. Usually the USA shows is where I get my grails and really crazy stuff. But there still was some cool things, and I'm happy to meet the fans and the gifts that I got and all the cool things. Charity auction, I just picked up one item, and it wasn't anything too major. It was just some little mini con stuff, actually. An extra one of these guys, and that's it. Like it was just that. The problem is that with charity auction is my goal is I want to make sure that the really high ticket items get sold and focused on, because we only have like an hour and a half to 2 hours to show stuff. So that's why the cool stuff is shown. And then, you guys from the audience go, Proto, auction that one, And so good old Duelor was chilling. So I threw $5 to Kat at the back. Kat's our checkout person in the back at the charity auction. I just gave her $5 for good old Duelor. And I left with me a little Duelor to join my other Duelors. And then my other Duelors over there. I'm trying to get tons of Duelors because I love Duelor. And if I could get his yellow version, wasn't it a Centaur, which is his repaint, not the dust repaint, the Cybertron repaint, because in my canon that's his upgrade form. One day I'll write a fan comic about the story of Duelor, the Minicon leader, the Minicon commander. I love Duelor. Simon Furman and the Dreamwave crew, great Armada book. Love it, love it, love it, love it. It's a sleeper hit. People should go back and read it one day. Great book. T-Formers 2002, and then this year we spent a good moment on that Omega. Well, so I'll give the story with the Omega Supreme. So the Omega was donated by Colin, the head guy of TFcon, and when I opened up the box, like the donation box with it in there was a lot of good stuff in there. There was a lot of junk in there too. I think Colin was donating some broken stuff, because there was a broken Beachcomber from Energon. There was a broken G1 Trax. And before anyone says, why didn't you put that on the table? Trust me, if you saw the condition they were in, you would not want them. I took the instructions for it. Where is it? There was a bunch of Tactics toys that were in there, and they were all broken, like broken Tactics toys. So I just took the instructions for like one for Aaron, and like just kind of like, oh hey, instructions. Like, you know how the attacks that they came in like a bag. So like the toys were not salvageable, but hey, instructions. So yay, cool, and Tactics instructions. But like, Colin donated a lot of busted stuff. Let's put it that way. And that's why that Omega Supreme was what it was. What did that thing sell for? Does anyone know? I was just so embarrassed by it. That thing was trying to hold together. What did that thing sell for? I'm kind of curious. Did anyone remember? Tom Laney, let's take the Minicon and start updating them to deluxes. Dude, delicious. Like, if I could get myself a Duelor in something bigger than this, like with his little gear in the front. Like here, where's? Let me grab the art. Let me grab James's cover. Like, like, give me that boy. Give me that guy, but like articulated, looking all badass. And you know what's hilarious? Think about, this is typical Dreamwave with their sizes and perspectives. That's supposed to be a Minicon, and that's supposed to be Optimus. Oh man, give me a deluxe. Give me a deluxe Duelor any day of the week. What's the company that's doing the third party stuff? Fan Toys of Armada, the naval commander and all them. They're doing Minicons. Give me an updated Duelor. Then you'll find me be buying third party again. Always loved them. I remember reading the Armada comic, going, man, Duelor is amazing, and running out and buying the 3-pack brand new. And the only regret I have is not buying a second 3-pack to keep it carded. Like, I have every version of this. I even have, like, oh God, I wish I could show you guys. Let me show you a picture so I can't mess with the camera. Hold on. We're professionals here. So I even have the White Day exclusives from Japan sealed of Duelor and his team. Like, I have every version of him, but I don't have the original Duelor set carded. So one day I'm gonna track down a minty one. I kind of regret not, because I've always done is when I have a character I really like, I buy like multiple of them. So love it, love it, love it. Is Aaron in the chat? Did he come in today? I didn't see him yesterday. Is Aaron here? People are saying Aaron's name. I don't know if he's in the chat today. But yeah, man, great stuff. Great stuff. Oh, Aaron is in the chat. There he is. Well, Aaron, you just missed me praising you for all the great gifts and everything. You should do a live stream maybe on Sunday or something and show all your cool stuff and wares and adventures, and I'll thank everybody. Here, I'll just put this on the screen again. There we go. That's Aaron's photo actually in the middle there, because I'm such an idiot. I didn't take any photos this weekend. These are everyone else's photos because I'm a moron. But yeah, great stuff. Great stuff. Great weekend. Again, guys, I can't stress it enough. Like, I've had this discussion with people because sometimes people are always like, why should I do a convention? Conventions cost money, the flights, the hotels, and everything. I agree with you there. If you're just going to a convention just to buy from a dealer room or buy exclusives and leave, then yeah, stay home, buy it off of eBay. You'll be saving significant amounts of money. But you don't go for that. You go for meeting people, the environment, the evenings, the panels, the meeting the guests. Like, those are the things that you'll regret not doing later. There's been times where even me, I was like, Niagara Falls Comic-Con. It's going to have Jim the Anvil Neidhart there. Oh, I'll go next time. I'll skip this con. I'll go next time. And then Jim passes away like 2 months after. And the amount of regret that I have by not going to that show. So it's kind of the same thing where don't pass up those opportunities. Don't pass up those opportunities, man. you know? Yeah, twins. You were the one who took the photo. It's true. It was great seeing you guys too, man. Great seeing the baby and everything. Great stuff. Man, again, I apologize if I forgot anybody. Like, it was such a busy weekend. I mean, it was so busy. So the sticker set, the Nintendo sticker set that I had at my table, which was Ninjatron sticker set, like, like I totally forgot to ask Ninjatron for one. I would have loved to have one for my collection of them, but I was just so busy. I was just like, packing up. Here you go, Ninja. Hey, you made money, bro. Here you go. And I was like, ask for one. It's like, oh well, I'll hit you on it next time, Dylan. Just super, super swamped. Always at the end of the weekend. There's so many things. I had to pack up everything. And again, a last tour of the dealer room. You know, all the nuttiness. All the nuttiness. But yeah. So San Diego's coming up. That's the next stop on the Proto Man tour. So it's going to be a lot of this. This is the big one. I can say this much. I don't know if Udon will have any copies of this available at their booth. That's all I could say. I'm not going to speak for them. I'll see what they have when they bring and what they have and what they bring. So otherwise, again, buy from udon.com, umanentertainment.com, buy from your local comic book store. There will be multiple ways. And then you can hit me up in the future for an autograph, for sure. And not just me, forget me, but like, hey, man, like Josh Perez is there too, so you can get Josh's autograph. Matt Moylan, who's one of the editors, like he's at a whole bunch of conventions in Toronto near TFcon and stuff, so check it out, yo. I'll try to, again, I don't want to make any promises, but I'll try to have something for Chicago. I'll try to see what I could do. No promises, though. It's always difficult to get inventory with that kind of stuff, but we will see. Where are we at? Ninjatron. Next time, maybe there will be a volume 2 to go with it. We will see. We will see. You got to go with the vibes, Ninjatron. Maybe it's some Donkey Kong Bonanza. Got to go with what's going on. Do a Pauline from. Who would be Pauline? Would it be more Chromia or RC? I don't know. We'll think of something. We'll think of something. No, wait a minute. You make Donkey Kong Primal, and you figure out a Pauline from the Rat Trap, and you have Pauline and Rat Trap on the back of Primal. We're cooking with fire. We're cooking with gas. Cringe McCringle. So you guys are the twins. Didn't you guys have the little toddler? Yep, that was them. That was them. And guess what? They're twins. What a surprise. They live the gimmick. Tom Laney, one of these times I'm going to make it to one. Got to convince the wife to let me go, Saturday. Well, you know what? I always tell people you make a weekend of it. You don't just do TFcon. Like, the cool thing about Toronto is there's a lot of, like, especially if you're bringing your wife, right? Go to Niagara Falls. Go to Niagara Falls, make a weekend of that. Like, go to Niagara Falls, get a hotel there, go see the falls, go to the Maid of the Mist, go to some of the tourist trappy kind of stuff, go to the overpriced expensive restaurants, all that touristy stuff that wives love, and blow that money. And then just make the Saturday at TFCon. Come down the Saturday, check out all the guests, check out the panels, all that kind of cool stuff. Maybe if you do Saturday, you won't be able to see me and Aaron Archer's panel on a Sunday, because we usually do it on a Sunday. But, you'll be able to check out the deal room and just do a day pass, That's what I always tell people. If time is of the essence or money or something, there's always a way to do it. I used to go to all the BotCons on a Burger King salary. Now, granted, I would plan way in advance and hoard money to do that. And I was always literally doing it by the skin of my teeth. Like, I would go to that BotCon, buy one of the exclusives, not two, not three, not all of them, just the one exclusives that I could get, and then barely be able to pay for anything else. Like, I would do, but I would still pull it off because I loved being at BotCons. I loved it. And TFCons are kind of the same thing, where it's like, you want to be there. And then the problem with doing conventions is it's like drugs, because then you're going to want to do them again and again. Proto-Man does not allow drugs to happen at all. Okay, so. Yeah, the wife has no interest. Guess what? My wife loves giant robot stuff and everything, Evangelion and model kits and everything, but Transformers isn't really her jam. That's why I don't drag her to these shows. I'll bring her to the 80s toy expos. She's going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. She loves SDCC. So sometimes look, that's why I said take her out on the vacation, take her to Niagara Falls, take her to all the, little distractions of stuff, and then go, hey honey, I gave you a little bit of this. Now let's go look at the robots in disguise. Give and take. Give and take. And if she doesn't let you have the robots in disguise, divorce her. I'm just joking. Or am I? Here. Cringe McCringle. I will be having a booth at Chicago. There's going to be a lot of good stuff at my booth. More blockies. Yeah, blockies sold very well for you, Cringe. But as expected, I've always been saying, like, at TFcon, blockies are like the vibe, It's always very popular. Always very, very popular blockies. Uh, I have to track down a whole bunch of Rodimus and Hot Rod ones that are going to be coming out soon, so going to be quite cray-cray with the blockies for me. I already have, shout out to Michael Koo, he picked me up the Galaxy Defenders Hot Rod one, so I have that one lined up, so that one's good. But supposedly there's going to be a whole bunch of other Hot Rod stuff and Rodimus ones in the upcoming wave, so I'm going to be, I'm going to be overstacked. Oh, hey, look who it is. Come on down to The Price is Right. Butters, your people are waiting. It looks like he just woke up. He's like, hey, man, like, what's going on here? What's going on? Butters, come on down. Don't give me that look. Look, he just woke up. He was on the couch. Butters. Yeah. Grab him. I gotcha. Gotcha. Your people await. Your people await. There you go. You can't see you. Yeah. There he is. Some Kiat, how you doing? Do you sign actual comics or the slip it's in? Oh, I sign right on the book. That's what I always do. Go, Butters. I know. You don't have to deal with my bullshit. Usually I would, sign like a nice spot. Here's the thing, right? So I always recognize that the artist is going to be signing on it too. So a lot of times an artist should have the best spot. Because let's say like if I work with Alex, right? If I worked with Alex Milne on a book, usually I'd find an area that's a little more busy and I'll just kind of sign my area. Because then like Alex will sign here and then he has this canvas to do a sketch. Like let's say if he wanted to do let's say it's a Transformer comic, he'll do like an Optimus Prime little sketch or something on it. So a lot of times the much more talented people, in my opinion, which is the artist, not me, should get the better real estate. And so like I'll sign like somewhere here, and then like Josh, who will be the colorist, will like sign here and do a little thing, and then Alex will do something and do a little thing, and maybe if the letterer wants to do something, we're the less talented people, But yeah, man. Here's your little preview. That's all you're gonna get for now. But look at that. Look at that. Again, good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. But we always sign on. That's how it works. But get a copy of it. Come to a TFcon. Come to a Montreal High Score Con, which is my shows. Otakuthon Montreal. Like, by Otakuthon Montreal, let's put it this way. If you go to Otakuthon Montreal, the comic will be there, and I will be there with a booth as a guest. So there's that. Let's get the Creo Lego Butters out. Where is he? Where is he? Where's that slide? There we go. Zoom in. Proto Man with hair and Butters. There we go. I am so ordering that, by the way. That's literally my order. is going to be that. I'm going to have that minifig in a couple of weeks. Alden Tolbert with the $5 super chat. Either Megatron or Galvatron needs a trip to the therapist. Well, I would say G1 Galvatron from season 3. He lost his mind. Dipping in the lava bath of Char sure didn't help him. So I would have to say definitely that's the case. 100% Galvatron. One of TFcon's staff who does like every other year, Misum, who's a longtime like travel buddy of mine, that's like his favorite Transformers character of anything is season 3 Galvatron. It's like he's so crazy, I love him, you know. So, and that's why his screen name is Jalvatron. So, very very cool. Rudy Mack, Rudy, Rudy, Rudy. I have to say something. You were the best dressed man that entire weekend, my friend. You were the best dressed man. And then I joked with Jaws D. I was like, I need to bring Rudy Mack to Evan's table, have Jaws D there, and then I just created the blackest table at TFcon weekend. I was like, it was Cote de Neige all over again. I was so proud of that. You have no idea. I was like, man, now I want to be at that table all weekend. Forget Aaron, you know? Oh, man, that was great. Love meeting you, man. That was so cool to meet you. The second, I swear, I wish you could have saw my face, people. The moment he shook my hand and said, "Oh, I'm Rudy Mack," I swear my eyes lit up. My eyes lit up. I was so happy. Rudy Mack wrote, Proto, I got to catch the replay of the podcast out at the barbecue. Am I invited to the barbecue? That's how it works. It was a pleasure meeting you last weekend. Man, I was super happy to meet you too, man. That's the thing too, like there's so many times people like they give me gifts and stuff and that's why I also want them to like, you know, give me their name so not only could I credit them, like so when I show it off, but also because what if it's a name I see on the screen? You know? I see like, you know, Patrick Brown, Tom Laney, Ashnud, I see these names every week. I don't forget those names. I'll forget a face. Faces are one thing because, you know, you see so many faces, but I will never forget a name, you know? So it's something where it's like that, you know, that was really cool, Rudy. It's nice to see you. Team Forbes 2000, after Proto described after meeting, I'm pretty sure you came by our booth. You were very well dressed, looking sharp. There you go. We should have had a competition at TFcon, not the cosplay contest, but the well-dressed contest. Because unfortunately, sometimes conventions have I call it the convention attire of t-shirt, backpack, shorts, and flip-flops, and sometimes a baseball cap. You know, like that's the convention uniform, and here's Rudy Mack all dressed to the nines for the Robit convention. You know, for the Robit Con. You know, so it was great meeting you, man. Great stuff. But yeah, we will. You know, we will definitely hang again. Again, that's why, guys, you got to do the cons. You got to. I understand like the financials of it. If you have, even if you have a minimum wage job and you're still living with the parents, there's a way to squeeze it. There's a way to money manage it and stuff. Hey, you don't buy those 2 pre-orders that month, like that's a TFCon weekend, and that you have for the rest of your life. You know, I don't understand. Ninja, poor Ninja. My Ninjatron memory of this weekend was I was interviewing Ninjatron on my live stream. Go check out the live stream. I had Ninja on it and everybody. And I think it was Joseph's like, "Who's the pirate?" And I swear, Dylan, you were almost offended. You're like, "Excuse me? Not a pirate." You know? T-Formers 2002, you know, if Josh might be at Chicago, got to get both you to sign the comic. I talked with Josh. I don't know if he's doing Chicago. That's a good question. Let's just ask him in real time right now. I will text him. Let's do that. Good old Perez. Joshua, are you doing Chicago TFcon? Send. We'll have to give him a moment. Luckily, no, we'll see. Mateus, with the $2-ish, whatever the R is, super chat. Where's my boy Butters? Also, what's for dinner? Uh, Wendy's today, unfortunately. We bought a steak, but because we ran late, because we had to, because she's coming with for San Diego, so we had to do a whole bunch of planning. We had to, buy American money because we're Canadian, so we had to buy American money to have on the side. Planning out printouts, get the suitcases ready. Like we were so behind on everything. Not to mention, just the week before I was at TFcon, so there was that whole thing. So I didn't have time to do it last week. So we're just getting all that ready and everything, and that we just didn't have time to sit down and have a normal dinner. So we just went to Wendy's. She always gets the Son of Baconator with a French fry and a drink, and I always get just a Dave Simple with pickles, ketchup, sometimes bacon, sometimes cheese. Depends how I feel. In this case, it was just no bacon, no cheese, and a large fry, and sometimes a Frosty. Not today though, but that's more or less the Proto Man order from a Wendy's because she loves Wendy's. Me, I think what's my favorite fast food joint? If I had to go to a fast food joint and it's not like a local one, because there's a lot of great local places here in Montreal. Because if it was anything in Montreal, it would have to be like Harvey's, which is a Canadian chain, or Belle Province, which is a Quebec chain, and Lafleur's. All the local chains of fast food are amazing in Montreal. We're a very foodie kind of city. Um, but if I had to do like the big ones, I don't know. I don't know. Dagwoods? No, wait, that's also Canadian. Crap. What's one that's international? I guess Wendy's then maybe, because McDonald's is meh. It is what it is. I'm never gonna eat a Burger King again for reasons, employment reasons. Um, I don't know. That's a tough one. See, In and Out we don't have in Montreal, and I've had it. It was pretty good. I had also White Castle. That wasn't too bad, but those are more regional, so I don't really want to use those as examples. You know, she likes Wendy's. That's her jam. I'm indifferent. I guess it's okay. At least the meat is made fresh. I'll give them that, and that is true. It's the only place that has fresh meat. A lot of salt in it though, but that's how they keep it fresh as a preservative. Let's see. Did Josh reply? No, Josh is probably busy right now, working on comics. Working 9 to 5. Working on those comics. You want to see Butters again? Let me go get him. Here, sir. Come here. Your people await. Ugh. Ugh. There we go. There he is. Are you gonna tuck your face in? There he is. It's funny. Like he's very like needy during the day when he's really hungry, but then when he gets his food, I don't need you anymore. I don't need you anymore. You gonna sit on the arm? Yeah, he's gonna sit on the arm. Sit on the armrest. Get comfy. Put your tail up. Ugh. Wendy's was your first job. Any horror stories for me? I worked at Burger King for 6 years. And let's just say I am done with Burger King. I never liked Burger King before working at Burger King. So then working there re solidified my reasons for not liking Burger King. But yeah. Yeah. How much time we got left? Ooh, we got only 15 minutes left. So again, go back to the San Diego talk just for a moment. Right, Butters? I know. I'm gonna be gone for a bit too. So just pull up those slides. Where are those San Diego slides? Oh, here we go. So again, get the exclusives from Symbiote Studios booth. And where is that booth, per se? Well, of course. Yeah, let me get that. There we go. So there's the Symbiote Studio booth. Will be across from the Biker Mice from Mars Nacelle booth, along with Loyal Subject and John Warden and everything that's going to be going on there. So go get all the exclusives, and we'll be there all weekend. I don't know my panels yet. That I'll tweet out, so just follow the socials, specifically Twitter when I figure out what the panels are and all that craziness and stuff. So I'll keep you posted on that stuff as time progresses. Ari Nuts hopes for the next anime crossover. Are you talking about with Transformers or just overall? I mean, if there's an anime crossover with Transformers, it's got to be like Gundam. Like that would be the most logical conclusion. But I don't know if Bandai would ever want to play ball. That's the problem. That's the big problem with that. Ninjatron saying Speed Racer. There was actually a bootleg line when the Speed Racer movie came out, the live action. They took all of the Hot Wheels toys from Speed Racer and they blew them up and then made them into Transformers in a bootleg line. And a friend of mine in Toronto found a few of them, and so he got me the Mach 5 and the Shooting Star, which is Racer X's car. So I think it's just called Racer X's car in the comics, but the Shooting Star in the cartoon. But yeah. So that kind of happened in a bootleg nature. But that'd be cool. Cringe McCrigo Simbi Studio should come to TFcon LA next year. Well, they were at TFcon LA last year, so if I'm a betting man, I would say they'll be back again for TFcon LA next year. They owe TFormers 2002 a free plush. Oh, do they now? Do they now? Well, you'll have to bring that up with them. Maybe a One Piece crossover? Ooh, I don't know about that. Although Transformers is long, it's been around for 40 plus years and it still has less episodes than One Piece. So, but that's Go 13. Go 13 with the 13 primes and Perceptor as a sniper. I love Go 13. Not for kids, people. You don't think you've seen those bootlegs? I'll have to dig them up. I still have them carded somewhere. Pretty sure it's a Google search away, but they did the GRX, Snake Oiler, the Shooting Star, the Mach 5, and I want to believe one other car maybe. But I remember they did that. It was all the sculpts were based off of the Hot Wheels toys. They just like blew them up and then turned them into Transformers. It was so funny how they did that. T-Formers 2002. Yeah, Joseph mentioned that during the stream because of the Aveo swerve. Well then. Joseph, looks like you gotta fulfill some duties. Butters, you are so needy now all of a sudden. Are you hungry? Because you're hungry? He's hungry. He's hungry. Look, Butters. Butters, I want to show you something. Look. You might be covered with hair, but you're also going to be turned into a Lego. Look, Butters. Look. Over there, Butters. Look. 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 It's you as a Lego. Can you tell that I love animals? I grew up with, at one point, I had 3 dogs, 4 cats, and 2 turtles. I had a lot of animals growing up. And imagine how I had to deal with all the dust, too. That's why this is a thing now with the glass. Had a lot of cats growing up. In grand total, I probably had 16 cats growing up. 16 cats, 7 dogs, 2 turtles, 2 budgies. A lot of animals. How old is he now? I don't know. He was a rescue. We went to a shelter, a kill shelter called Berger Blanc here in Montreal, which is notorious for people bringing animals and then they kill it after 2 weeks if no one rescues them. And we literally just went in there and we were like, who's the oldest cat you got? And it was this happy face. So, sometimes, you check him out first, make sure he isn't aggressive. And he was just a bottle of love. He was very happy. So we rescued him. He was 6 years old, and that was 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. So I want to assume he's 8 now, something like that. But yeah, Mr. Hare, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. The price you got to pay. That's why you get a good air purifier in your transformer room. You probably might hear it in the background a little bit, but then again, my microphone's really good. It doesn't pick up that kind of stuff. Joseph Ryder, we all beg hard enough, Proto will do a live stream at San Diego Comic-Con. Well, you know what? I could do a live stream, but it would be boring. Like that's why when I do the live stream from TFcon, I don't even want it to be about me. I just interview other people. Like I want it to be more like how was their weekend? What did they do? Because it's a little different. Like you guys see me enough already. But it's like if someone else is doing a live stream at San Diego, I'll gladly be on their show if they want. That way it's their responsibility. And it's one less thing for me to bring. I don't want to have to bring a camera, microphone, all the stuff. Uh, and a partridge in a pear tree. I am a huge animal person. If I ever like won the lottery and had millions of dollars, no joke, I would probably get a farm and then hire someone to take care of that farm, and I would go to rescues and just get all the animals that would be on a kill list. I would do that always. I'm huge with animals. At TFCon, they have actually, I'll show you a picture of them because I took a ton of photos. Daniel Protoman didn't take a lot of photos that weekend, but he took a photo of this, that's for sure. Where is he? Where's the pooch? By the way, when I came home, this is what was waiting for me. That's through my front door. Both of them. There's Tiny in the background. Yo, man, where were you at? Where were you at? Yeah, Tiny has a black voice, of course. Where's that dog? Hold on. There we go. The lobby dog. Isn't that the coolest dog in the world? Love it. Love it. Every time I pass him, I was like, ooh, love it. T-Formers 2000 Pro Man be a little unhinged. That's the other podcast's problem. Well, let's just say I don't have to follow the rules when it's not my own podcast. So, uh, as if you could interview him. No, I don't want to. I would just have fun. I just want to have fun in San Diego. You know, I do. I will say this, guys. I don't know if I want. Okay, I could say this. So, uh, I do have lined up to do a sit down interview with Evan and Mark and maybe some more people at Hasbro at San Diego. I have that lined up. How I'm going to do that is literally my wife is going to be a tripod. Giggity. That's going to sound bad. But yeah, she's just literally going to be recording me sitting down with Mark and Evan, and we're going to talk Transformers for 10, 15 minutes. So I do have that lined up. That's the only thing that I know 100%. I think I'm going to be doing that Saturday. I don't know. I have to talk to them, see when they're free. We have like a special like area that we're going to go and do that. So that I have planned. So you're hearing that first for the first time. Um, I guess I could say it publicly now. But aside from that, you know, aside from that, that's my look at. He's in heaven right now. Hey, dude. Hey, dude. I call him dude because he's a cool dude. That cool dude. He's got green eyes like me. He's white like me. He's good looking. Well, maybe not like me, but uh, he watches my wife when she showers like me. He's a pervert. Patrick Brown. Ask them when we're getting Armada Jetfire. I have a list of questions already kind of planned. Some deep cerebral ones. Let's put it that way. Stuff that I can legally talk about because obviously I don't want to ask questions that we won't get answers to. You know, I hate asking a question that like they can't answer. So it's like I'm asking questions that definitely more would be doable. Yeah, their panel, one of the Hasbro panels on Fridays. It's going to probably be Saturday. I think that's what I remember the agreement. Cringe. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Ask about future movie toys. You guys are crazy. Well, I'm gonna see. I have 10 minutes to sit down with them, maybe 15. I don't want to take too much of their time. It's just more just to record a little something for the podcast. Because last time I should have done that, but I didn't. So, oh, scratch yourself there. But we'll keep you guys posted with that. We'll keep you guys posted with that and everything. The head of Super 7 gets an interview, but Symbiote... Well, Joseph, do you want to get an interview? But then the problem is that, you'd have to be giving away the secrets of the trade. And you have to show your face. And then you don't have your secret anonymity. Or you could cause trouble and take the air out of people's tires. But yeah. Again, check it out. Again, let's pull up the lowdown. So, this is the booth. No, that's not the booth. Come on. We're professional here. This is the booth. Booth 5629, across from the Biker Mice from Mars. Check us out. We're going to have a whole bunch of cool stuff there. Of course, we're going to also have the guests. We're going to have the voice of Transformers 1 Shockwave in that of Jason Alvarez. And, of course, the voice of many a different Starscream in Frank. Good old Frank's going to be there, too, chilling with us. So they'll be there on Friday, July 25th for an hour, 12:30 to 1:30. Get yourself some plush. Get yourself some pins. Blah, I just got cat hair in my mouth. Blah, that sucked right in there. Get to see Joseph. Yeah, it's true. Joseph, isn't your face your avatar? I just realized that. Oh well, we got to censor it. But either way, come swing by, check us out, give us some love and support. I know I'm going to see my buddy Pat the NES Punk. He's going to swing by. Ego Raptor's going to swing by. Going to try to get some of my other friends who are West Coast people. David Cabal, it'd be cool if you could swing by, brother. You know. So see all my buddies in LA and have some fun over the weekend. Butters, you want to go? You going to jump? Butters says goodbye. He realized he's not getting his greenies. Mike Prime will you'll be one of the last questions for tonight while I get facial hair out of my facial hair. Good Lord. This cat, man. Jeez. Mike Prime, the biggest question I have is probably one they probably couldn't answer, but would be would they have to do Predaking waste that's way too. First of all, they'd have to answer if they're even doing a Predaking, let alone if they would do it in that specific kind of a design order. Blech. So much cat hair. I have you can't see it, but I have my little studs of facial hair that are coming in, and then Butters' hair just attaches to it like glue. Oh, Big Bot Huskies. We had a husky. Oh boy. Oh, the hair. You could brush that for 20 years, build a separate husky, and somehow they still have all their hair. Jeez. That is a lot of hair. And German Shepherds. Rest in peace, Mocha. Mocha was on one of our live streams back in the day. We did one of our older live streams. She's no longer with us. That was easily the smartest dog we ever had. Fantastic creature. Fantastic. Just like this boy right here. Isn't he beautiful? Such a cutie. Let's see what photos I did have. So here, I'll show you guys this one. So this was the Toys R Us that I was telling you. 20% off. And what's chilling over there? 20% off. And there was a stack of them, of that Death's Head. Damn it. And then Josdy, where did he go to eat? Really, Josdy? Really? We had a choice of all the restaurants. Where did you go, brother? Come on, man. Come on, Josdy. Come on. What other good photos? I didn't have much photos. Here's a cool one. This is Aaron being shown the Met Carbot, whatever it's called, Met Cardbot from Korea. Here's someone with a Symbiote Studio shirt. That was pretty cool. She had one. Not much else. I didn't take a lot of photos, unfortunately. Fortunately, I didn't take a lot of photos. When we get 6, 7 cats together in my room, dude, I would have like sometimes 3 cats in a room. They'd all be all over my bed. Oh my God, changing the sheets once a week was a bare minimum. Bare minimum. Flying fur everywhere, indeed. Mike Prime. Yeah, it'd be a tough question, Mike. It'd be a tough one. Like the questions that I want that I'm going to ask are more in relation to what we already have, and then follow-ups of that. You know, like Thanos, it's inevitable. Yeah. So, but yeah, he's waiting for me. He's like sitting like, man, are you done talking to yourself? He's giving me the look. He's giving me the look. Give me this look. Here, let's go back to that image. It's giving me this look. Like this mother effer was gone for like 5 days. Where the hell was he? What, she wasn't feeding you? Uh I allow them in the transformer room, but again, I have glass cases and I have 2 air purifiers that are blasting at full power at all times. And those air purifiers also exist to prevent any moisture, to prevent any mold, to prevent any humidity. I mean, this classic guy right here, look how not yellowed he is. And people are like, how the hell do you have a Tigatron that's not yellowed? It's because we have climate control. I mean, you can't see it from here. I want to get my Cyberverse RC. She's another one too that suffers brutally from yellowing, and she was good. She was good because I straight from my shelf, straight from the toy shelf to my shelf. You know, like Prime, yeah. For the Zimmer, those are the best types. Well, again, it's just they give you the opportunity to have a good sit down private interview. You don't want to be that weird guy, you know. Hey, could you tell me about this thing that you totally can't tell me because of legal and trademarks and everything, and that you totally want to save for a convention or a Hasbro live stream, and I'm totally wasting your time? I never want to be that guy, you know. Never want to be that dude. James, I think they went crazy because he was just sitting there talking to us. Well, that's all they see. They all like cats. All they see is like when I record the podcast or whatever. All they think is, who are you talking to? Like he's just talking straight to something. Yeah, humidity is a big component of yellowing. A lot of people always think, oh, it's sunlight, it's yellowing. Yeah, it's part of it too, but humidity is a large part of it because MABS plastic. I wish I had an example of it nearby of MABS. Because I have a lot of ABS plastic stuff near me, you know, good quality stuff. Even a McDonald's toy is ABS plastic. This is the good stuff, you know, the old McDonald's toys back in the day. But MABS, man, it doesn't have light sensitivity treatment on a lot of them, and that's always an issue. You're allergic to cats. I had an ex-girlfriend that was allergic to cats, and yeah, let's just say that didn't last. The moment she came into my house, it was like, yeah, that's game over. You know, can't take her on my bed when you're covered with 3 cats. So it's a tough one. We used to have an antihistamine uh, serum in our fridge for when we had friends that would come over that would suffer heavily from it. So it was never easy. Northern Florida. Well, if you're in Northern Florida, you gotta have air conditioning running 24/7, but then you'll be busted broke. So, anyways, guys, I think we're gonna call it quits. We're past the 2 hour mark. Once again, next week I am going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. So that means Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday. That's 5 days of no podcast. I apologize. I will be on the road. If you want any kind of updates or stuff, be sure to follow my Twitter. That's where I'll be posting any updates, images, photos, videos of the weekend. So that's how you'll get any kind of like news, if you will. Like I'll be in the Hasbro panel. I'll be taking photos in real time live and tweeting them out. So follow that. You'll get all the news that way. It won't be through podcast segments. It'll just be done through that. Again, the interview that I'll do with them will be posted after the fact and edited and everything. So it's something where just follow the social over the next couple days. We will have segments on Monday, Tuesday. Maybe on Tuesday I'll do a last second live stream just before I leave. Maybe that's what Tuesday will be. I'll see how I feel if I'm not too busy with packing and stuff. But again, check us out. Once again, I have to keep scrolling down. Again, if you are going to be at San Diego Comic-Con booth 5629 for the Symbiote Studio Proto Man Proto Craziness booth, the Transformer Slag podcast booth, we will have some yellow bees available at it. So again, if you are interested, come bug me for a yellow bee. I will have some for you guys. If you're a patron, contact me and I'll put it aside so they don't get sold before people get to them. Go check out the guests that'll be at Symbiote Studios booth on Friday of G1 Shockwave and Starscream across the board with Frank's work. Go to booth 100 all the way in the corner for the Udon Capcom booth where I might do stuff there. Again, I don't know what's happening yet with that. That'll be updated probably on the socials and stuff. But I'm going to be leaving on a jet plane. And then when I come back, I get a week to relax. And then it's Otakuthon. And then possibly Japan again. And then TFcon Chicago. Woo! It is summer. And that's the way I like it. I'm out of here. Take care of yourself. If you want to support the podcast, there's the Patreon link down there below. That's the best way to support the podcast. Gives you access to the Discord, sales, exclusives, and all kinds of crazy stuff that we do. Of course, all the people that got this lucky guy recently. So they got their Gold Bug exclusive free with purchase. So those who picked it up were able to enjoy that. Again, and a bunch of other stuff. So again, click that Patreon link down there below if you want to join the Patreon and come join. If not, we got the beautiful green names on the side, the YouTube members that people like to double dip on and everything. And I have no idea what the top let's see, who was the top fan when this was all said and done? According to this. Apparently Brainstorm was the top fan. I have no idea how this worked. Brainstorm, T-Formers 2002, and Joseph were the top three. I have no idea how this works. Whatever. Once again, YouTube dropped something in our lap without warning. I'm going to have to read up on it. But I'm out of here, guys. Take care of yourself, your friends, your family. I will be seeing you at San Diego in a few days. Peace.